This is how you make a Zinger Mountain Melt from Miller's Ale House. This is a platter style dish that comes with fries, chicken tenders, bacon, and cheese. First, cut russet potatoes into french fried shaped pieces. Soak these pieces in cold water for an hour to release the starch. While those are soaking, cut the chicken breast long ways. Toss in flour, salt, pepper, paprika, then an egg, then back in the flour mix. Repeat this process until all the chicken tenders are breaded. Make sure you get a really good coat on there. Back to the potatoes, rinse and completely dry them. Water and oil does not mix, guys. Fry these bad boys until they're completely crispy. Now that's the sound you want to hear. Now it's time to fry the chicken in canola oil for 3 minutes on each side. Make sure it reaches 165 degrees internal temperature. Toss that chicken in your favorite wing sauce. On a baking sheet, make a bed of fries. Add 1, add 2, add 3, and 4 chicken tenders. Add cheese. Add a lot more cheese. Then crush up a bunch of bacon, put it on there, put it in the oven for 350 degrees until the cheese is all melted, and then boom, a Zinger Mountain Melt.
It is day 6 of 10 days of Thanksgiving pies, and we have finally arrived. It is time for the s'mores pie. You want a cup and a half of crushed graham crackers, a tablespoon brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of white sugar, half a cup melted butter. Mix that up, pour it into your pie pan, pat it down, use your fingers for the sides, put it in the oven at 375 for 7 to 10 minutes. For your filling, you want 2 cups of white sugar, 5 tablespoons of cocoa powder, 1/4 cup flour, mix that up, can of evaporated milk, teaspoon of vanilla, 4 beaten egg yolks, mix that up, and then 4 tablespoons of butter, mix on the heat until melted, pour it into your crust, 350 for 40 minutes. Your marshmallow meringue topping, heat-safe bowl, 4 egg whites, a cup of sugar, and half a teaspoon cream of tartar. Keep mixing until you reach 160 Fahrenheit, and then you can take it off the heat, pour it into a KitchenAid, whatever mixer you've got. 5 minutes, high speed, get those stiff, glossy peaks. So good. I'm obsessed with this. And then use a kitchen torch or the broiler, and yeah, yum!
My favorite part of having French onion soup is taking the first bite of that hot bread with the stretchy cheese. For this recipe, you'll need to thinly slice 4 large onions. Melt a 1/4 cup of butter and cook the onions until they become brown and caramelized. 1 teaspoon of minced garlic, 1/3 cup of dry white wine, and 8 cups of low-sodium beef stock. Toss in 2 bay leaves and either fresh or dry thyme. Cook for 15 minutes and remove the bay leaves and thyme. Add 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, 2 teaspoons of white wine vinegar, and 1 tablespoon of balsamic. Add salt and pepper to your taste. Broil the baguette for about 1 minute. Fill the ramekins with 2/3 of the soup and layer with Swiss and mozzarella cheese. Place the ramekins on a baking sheet and broil for 2 minutes.
What's up? I'm a plant-based dietitian. Here's how I make my chilled peanut butter banana bites. This is so easy to make, you don't even need a cutting board. Cut the banana straight out of the peel. Add some vegan coconut yogurt, crunchy peanut butter, or smooth peanut butter. Mix it all together. Add a parchment paper on a pan if you want to avoid a mess, and dip the bananas in the mix. If you want, you could also make it more chocolatey by adding cacao powder at the beginning or in the middle. Voila! Now put them in the freezer for about 1 hour. They're ready to go. Transfer them in a freezer-safe container and take them out whenever you're ready.
Let's make these salted honey Parker House rolls. Combine the milk, butter, and honey, warming it just until the butter is melted. Whisk together the flour, instant yeast, and salt, and then you're going to pour in the milk mixture and beaten eggs. Mix it until it's all combined, and then knead it for about 10 minutes. Let it rise, and then punch it down, letting all of that 20/20 anxiety out. Measure the dough and form them into balls. Let them rise, and then brush them with egg wash. When they come out of the oven, you're going to brush them with that honey butter mixture and top them with flaky sea salt. These are supple, bouncy, slightly salty, and sweet.
Let's make a baked mac and cheese that's perfect for Thanksgiving. We're gonna start out with half a stick of butter, melt that, then we're gonna go in with some flour and whisk until the consistency looks like this. Go in with 2 cups of whole milk, 1 cup heavy whipping cream, whisk it up, and now we're gonna go in with our cheeses. I'm using Velveeta, white cheddar, and Colby Jack. Whisk your cheese up until it's all melted and looking gooey and delicious just like this. And now we're going to season with salt, pepper, chili powder, and garlic powder. Whisk it up and go in with your noodles. Drop them all in and then mix them up. Make sure they're all fully coated with that delicious cheese sauce. And now we're going to pour the whole mixture into an oven-safe tray. And we're going to go on with some extra cheese. Sprinkle that right over top. And now for the secret ingredient, we're going to crush up some Doritos and use these as breadcrumbs right over top to add some extra texture. Sprinkle them right on top. Then we're going to throw them in the oven on broil. It should come out looking golden brown. Now just dig in and enjoy. This recipe is an absolute banger. I guarantee you will love it.
Crock pot creamy chicken tacos are to die for. Your whole family will love them. They can be keto or they can be for the non-keto people in your family. I'm telling you, just take your chicken breast, your taco seasoning, your cream cheese, your salsa, put it on high to 3.5 hours or so, shred with the fork, and enjoy. You're going to love
Let's Let's make McDonald's apple pie at home, and trust me, it's so much better. The first thing we're gonna do is peel and cube our Granny Smith apples. Then in a pan over medium heat, melt down your butter. To that we add our apples, brown sugar, cinnamon, vanilla extract, a pinch of salt, and lemon juice. Once the apples are soft, you're gonna drop the heat and add our cornstarch mixture to thicken it up. Then we make our egg wash and cinnamon sugar. Next step is to lay out your pastry sheet on parchment paper. Roll it out a bit and cut it into 4 equal pieces. Brush the edges with egg wash and add lots of filling to one side. Fold over and seal very tightly with a fork. Brush the tops with egg wash and sprinkle cinnamon sugar. For a crunch, also add some coarse sugar. Last step is to bake them. Now that's the sound of a perfect flaky apple pie. And don't forget to drizzle the
One pot, 15-minute pasta limone is delicious and under 500 calories. Start by combining the pasta, water, leeks, garlic, lemon zest, basil, salt, and pepper. Stir occasionally until the water is nearly gone and pasta is fully cooked. Add lemon juice, parmesan, and garnish with basil leaves and lemon zest.
1 package pumpkin spice Milano cookies. 30 ounces pumpkin pie mix, 1 package cinnamon swirl cake, package 1, package 2, don't mix it! 1.5 sticks butter sliced thin, $3.50 for 45 minutes. Happy Thanksgiving!
Today it's store-bought cream cheese versus homemade cream cheese. Which is better? Now let's go! Start with 6 cups whole milk. Go ahead and add that to a pot. Now go in with your cream and half. This is my buddy Albert's recipe. He's tagged right here. Go give him the biggest Grork Boys food slap you can. Bring that up almost to a boil and then kill the heat. Now just take your lemon, juice it straight in. And now we wait. Here we are 5 minutes later and you can see all these beautiful curds that have formed. Now we strain through some kind of cheesecloth. And now for the fun part. We gotta remove as much moisture as possible. Okay, and when that is all done, just add to a food processor along with 3/4 teaspoon salt. Just blend it up. Just about a minute or so. And look what we have here. Here's the store-bought cream cheese, and here's the homemade cream cheese. Starting with the regular. It's what we all know and love. It's delicious. Now let's try homemade. Yeah, homemade is way better. You know.
Let's make a Thanksgiving turkey. It's gonna be crispy and juicy. There are 3 simple steps to the perfect Thanksgiving turkey: brining, drying, and roasting. Let's get to work. Warm water, kosher salt, and then whatever seasonings you want. I'll do a few lemon slices, peppercorn, celery salt. Drop in your turkey. He's just really hanging out in there, isn't he? Cover the rest of the way with water. Rest in your fridge overnight. Now I'll dry my turkey and rest uncovered in the fridge overnight. This will dry it out even more to give us a nice crispy skin. Lift up the skin right at this part. Slide my hand in to separate the skin from the meat. Go as far back as you can go. Take some nice softened butter and begin spreading it between this layer. Then rub the entire bird in mayonnaise. Add turkey breast side up. Pour a few cups of chicken stock. Multiply the weight of your turkey in pounds by 13. That's about how many minutes you'll cook it at 350. This is a crispy, juicy turkey. You don't see many of these on Thanksgiving. Listen to this crispy skin.
Tonight, we're doing butternut squash soup. This has been a holiday staple at our house for years, handed down by my good friend Greg Graceffo out of Seattle. Slice the squash in half, put it face down, a little bit of water, bake at 375 for 50 minutes. Slice up 6 pieces of bacon and chop up 2 onions. While the bacon's cooking, add the onions. 1.5 tablespoons fresh thyme. Remove the seeds. Scrape out 4 cups of squash. Add half the butternut squash and half of the bacon and onion mixture to a blender. Once pureed, put it all in the pot. Add the rest and repeat. Add 2.5 cups of chicken broth and 2.5 cups of vegetable broth. And stir. Wait, what? While it's stirring, enjoy some Devil's Playground from Underground Wine Project. Add a 1/3 cup of heavy cream. 3 tablespoons of Marsala wine. Pinch of cayenne. Salt and pepper. Garnish with a toasted baguette with fontina cheese. Are you kidding me?
Last time I made this, it actually got millions of views, so I'm going to make this again and go into more detail. I start by putting frozen ravioli in a pan, then I top it with a jar of pasta sauce. This time I'm using Rayo's. Y'all said I should try it, so here we are. I'm going to stir it until everything's well coated, then I'm going to cover it with foil and put it in the oven at 350 for 45 minutes. While that's cooking, I'm going to shred some fresh mozzarella cheese. I'm going to take it out of the oven, remove the foil, top it with the fresh shredded cheese. I love cheese. If you ask me, there's no such thing as too much cheese, so I'm going to put a lot on there. This is going to go back in the oven on broil till the top is nice and golden brown and it's ready to serve.